Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. Welcome back to Forza Horizon 4. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. Today is the final season for Series 31 Spring, and with it comes a brand new festival playlist and this week's Forzathon challenges, Stuttgart's Heraldry, for those all-important 200 Forzathon points and the 15% towards the festival playlist. So if you are new around here, definitely consider subscribing. Let's go complete this week's Forzathon challenges. Are you new to Forza Horizon 4 and want to double all of Forzathon points? And you need to own Lake Lodge. It will set you back 5 million credits or is free with the VIP pass. But like I say, it will double all Forzathon points for all Forzathon activities. Daily Forzathon challenges, weekly Forzathon challenges, and Forzathon lives every hour on the hour. Now be careful, rumours are this house is haunted. Who remembers a time when Porsche weren't even a part of the Forza franchise? Thankfully though, they are back, and this week for the Forza weekly Forzathon challenges, you can jump in any Porsche you like. I'm going to be using the 2014 Porsche 911 Turbo S running 710 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, and can be picked up in the auto show for 150,000 credits. If you'd like to use my tune, just search my game tag Skippy4631 or the file name Skippy YouTube. Now this week we do have a brand new car in Forza Horizon 4, the Honda S800. To grab it, add it to your garage, complete a season championship called That 70s Championship. I will be completing that here live on the channel. We will also be checking out this week's Forzathon shop, the Horizon backstage vote, and this week's Super 7 reward at the end of the video. But first, we're going to complete this week's Forzathon challenges, Stuttgart's Heraldry. Let's jump straight in then. Chapter 1, Timeless Design. Own and drive any example of the legendary German marquee, Porsche. I do love any excuse to drive a Porsche. So own and drive then, hop outside at your festival, house or castle, drive for 2 seconds down the road, and Timeless Design completed. So with Chapter 1, Timeless Design completed, owning and drive any Porsche, is on to Chapter 2, A History of Motorsport. Share in Porsche's successful racing history by winning 3 road racing series events with any Porsche vehicle. Now for this chapter, I've headed on into my map and I'm filtering by the road racing series, making it easier to see and find. Now it could be any race from the road racing series, circuit or sprint, it's entirely up to you. But I'm going to be using the Lakehurst Forest Sprint, where I have created a blueprint race, which is pretty much a carbon copy of last week's blueprint race, but it's called Easy Forzathon Chapter 2, locked to any Porsche and any class. Just search my gaming tag Skippy4631 or use the share code, which unfortunately isn't working right now, but once I get it, it will be in description and in the comments below. But just search my gamer tag and it should pop up. As always, races for the weekly Forzathon challenges, driver tire difficulty does not matter, so there's no reason to make it any harder than it needs to be. I'm going new racer. Right then, race number 1 should be a carbon copy of last week. Driver tires take a cheeky right. Losers, see you later. We head on to the finish line. Cross the line, first place. Here we go, third and final race for the road racing series. Again, driver tires taking a cheeky right. We head on to the finish line, backwards, first place. And there it is, A History of Motorsport completed. So with Chapter 2, A History of Motorsport completed, winning 3 road racing series events, it's on to Chapter 3, Going the Distance. Porsche excels at endurance racing. Run a marathon in your Porsche, driving a total of 26.2 miles. There are a couple of options for completing your 26.2 miles. You can cruise the freeway map, you can race up and down the motorway, you can even complete races earning credits and influence along the way. Now the best race for this is the Goliath, 24.6 miles in length. So one lap, you're about 1.6 miles short of what you need. But I'm going to be heading on over to the Bamburgh Coast Circuit, where I've created a blueprint 27.1 miles long. And here it is, the blueprint for Chapter 3, the Porsche 27-mile race. Chapter 3, 27.1 miles long, a little bit longer than what we need just to make sure we get that mileage in. Again, search my gamer tag at Skippy4631, and once again, the share code isn't working. Once I get this and I retrieve it, I will be putting it in description and in the comments below. But once again, just search my gamer tag at Skippy4631. Here we go then, 27.1 mile race. Once again, this chapter is not affected by driver tire difficulty, so I've got it on New Racer just to make it as easy as possible. There is no obligation to win this race, you just need to do this for the mileage, earn some credits and some influence along the way. Now I created this race in winter, so do excuse some of my racing lines and my checkpoints. I did them the best of my ability, but again, it's just for the mileage for this chapter. As we hit the 50% mark of this race, I want to give a quick shout out to our channel members: David Links, Dragon Talon, Aaron7, Carlton Griffin, Assume Tiger, Easy, ONC 454 and James. Thank you all so much for going the extra mile and supporting the channel. As we reach the 95% completion mark of this race, we hit 26.2 miles driven in our Porsche, completing going the distance. We also collect 100,000 in credits and 27,000 influence just for completing this race. So with chapter 3 going the distance completed, driving 26.2 miles in our Porsche, is on to our fourth and final chapter for this week's Forzathon challenges, Rally Privateers. Many privateer teams have driven Porsches to victory in rallying. Follow their example by winning 3 Dirt Racing Series events with your Porsche. Now, for the final time this week, hopping into your map and filtering this time by the Dirt Racing Series. It can be sprint or circuit, doesn't matter, any race as long as it is the Dirt Racing Series. I'm going to be using the Glen ronnach Trail, where I have created our third and final blueprint for this week's Forzathon challenges called Easy Forzathon Chapter 4. Again, search my gamer tag Skippy4631 or use the share code, which once again isn't working, but once I have it, it'll be in description and in the comments below. Here we go then. Just like the Road Racing Series, Drivatars are on New Racer. They're going to take a cheeky right, and we're going to head straight on to that finish line. But across the line, first place, race completed. On to our third and final race for the Dirt Racing Series. Ironically, no dirt in this race, but coming up to the finish line, third and final race completed. So Chapter 4, Rally Privateers completed, winning 3 Dirt Racing Series events. That's this week's Forzathon challenges, Stuttgart's Heraldry completed. Let's go ahead and take a look at this week's Forzathon shop. This right here is the shop we've all been waiting for. Up first, the 2008 Koenigsegg CCGT, 600 Forzathon points. Second car up for grabs, well, truck, the 2016 Volvo Iron Knight, 350 Forzathon points. 2 clothing items up for grabs, the Disco Chicken Suit and the Classic Top Hat. You guys know how much I love my chicken suits, 75 Forzathon points for each of those. And if you've got any spare Forzathon points knocking around, go ahead and grab yourself a normal wheel spin for 40 Forzathon points. Or nab yourself a super duper wheel spin for 150 Forzathon points. There's no second guessing if you should buy this car or not. The Koenigsegg CCGT is an absolute monster in Forza Horizon 4, and for 600 Forzathon points, it's definitely worth picking up this car. It's an absolute monster for ranked online adventure and PR stunts. The Volvo Iron Knight, on the other hand, can be picked up in the auto show for 800,000 credits. It is one of the best trucks out of all the trucks available in Forza Horizon 4. It just depends whether you want to spend 350 Forzathon points or you want to spend 800,000 credits. It is also worth mentioning that the Koenigsegg CCGT is Vessel Players and Forzathon Shop exclusive and cannot be picked up in the auto show. So once it's gone from this week's Forzathon Shop, who knows, and we'll see it again. But let's go ahead and take a short drive to this week's Horizon Backstage. Just got to make our short drive over to Horizon Backstage, which can be accessed from free roam, or you can hop into your pause menu, slide on over to the Cars tab, and Horizon Backstage is available there. And last week's Horizon Backstage vote was against the Honda Prelude 94 and the Mercedes-Benz 280 SL, with the 1994 Honda Prelude SI coming out on top and is now available for purchase in Horizon Backstage. This week's vote, however, sees the Plymouth Fury go up against the Chevrolet ZR2. Let me know in the comments which one you're voting for. I would suggest the Chevrolet ZR2. It's the more usable vehicle in Forza Horizon 4, and it is slightly rarer than the Plymouth. Now let's go check out this week's Super 7 reward. Now, hopping back into your pause menu and sliding on over to Horizon Super 7, Playground Games have given us a reward for completing all 7 challenge cars, the Porsche 917 LH. There we go, that's this week's Forzathon challenges completed, this week's Forzathon shop, this week's Horizon Backstage, and the Super 7 reward. 200 Forzathon points in the bank and 15% towards this week's spring season. If you have any questions about this week's Forzathon challenges, do hit me up in the comments. I'll do my best to help you out. We will be completing the rest of the festival players live here on the channel, unlocking that brand new car for Forza Horizon 4, the Honda S800, and also grabbing all the other rewards along the way. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Have an awesome day.